Hi everyone. I'm back again. I'm back with more history content videos. So today, we are going to be doing I'm going to be doing my top 45 favorite presidents of the United States instead of British monarchs. So what I'm doing is I have to number them. So I'm going from best to worst from 1 to 45. There have been 45 men who served as 46 presidencies, though one was served 2 terms as president, 22nd and 24th. But also, in this video, I'm going to include some facts about each president, and I think start from next year, I'm going to be starting to do the U.S. president, and then we might be doing some prime ministers. I don't know, because I haven't done the prime ministers before, and I need to get to know about them more. I still have to finish the British monarchs, about the lives of them, and that kind of stuff. I haven't really finished doing that, because the only one I've done was part 8 or something, or 9, I don't really remember, because it was like 3 to 4 months ago, so I don't know. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go in order from number 1 to number 45. So it's going to be 1 is the best, 45 is the worst. I think in the middle is going to be a very okay, but a little bit terrible. That's what I'm going to be saying. So, with that said, let's go through all the... With that said, I'm going to go through all the names of each president, and I'm ranking them from best to worst presidents. Number 1, George Washington. George Washington, considered to be the first president of the United States. He's actually ranked the best president because, for a fact, he did run in the Revolutionary War and the American Independence War during because in 1776 America had to become independent. I don't know, don't question me why, but yeah, that kind of stuff. He is my favorite president out of all of the 45. George Washington is considered to be my favorite president. He was in office from 1789 when he was 57 until 1797 when he was 65. He had a post-presidency of 2 years, as he died at 67. Here's a fact. George Washington was the first president to be born as a British subject. He was born in 1732. In fact, America wasn't even founded until 1776. Number 2, Martin Van Buren. Martin Van Buren, considered to be my second favorite, but to be honest, he is okay. He's an okay president, although he did wanted to go into the Civil War, which happened during in the mid 19th century, but he died years before the war even started, though. Oh, he died when the war started. I'm not sure. He was in office from 1837, when he was 54, until 1841, when he was 58. He had a post-presidency of 21 years, as he died at 79. Martin Van Buren... Here's a fact about you. Martin Van Buren was the first U.S. president to be born as an American citizen. Thus, his first language was Dutch until he got to speak English. Though I think his father was Dutch, and that's why he only spoke Dutch when he was young. Number 3, Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson is my third favorite president of the United States, though he was friends with John Adams, and then they were rivals in the 1800 election until Thomas Jefferson won that election, and they were best friends forever, but they didn't talk as much. He was in office from 1801 when he was 57 until 1809. When he was wait. I don't know because it's in 8 years. So until he was 65. He had a post-presidency of 17 years as he died at 83. Here's a fact. Thomas Jefferson's wife, Martha Jefferson, died 19 years before Thomas Jefferson became president. In fact, he was the first president to be widowed in the White House. Number 4, James Madison. James Madison is my fourth favorite president of the United States. He was in office from 1809 when he was 57 until 1817 when he was also 65. He had a post-presidency of 19 years as he died at 85. James Madison was the only president who James Madison was the shortest president of the United States. He stood only at 5'4" because technically James Madison is classified as the youngest. Well, not youngest, like the shortest president. He's very short. Number 5, Jimmy Carter. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Jimmy Carter is my fifth favorite president of the United States. He was in office from 1977 when he was 52 until 1981 when he was only 56. He had a post-presidency of 43 years. He is currently still living at 99 years old. He's going to be turning 100 in 1 month's time on October 1st. 2024, he is going to be 100, thus he might die before he reached 100, or he could die after he did reach 100, I don't know. Number 6, John Tyler. Oh, I forgot, Jimmy Carter was the only president to be in hospice care. I forgot to mention that fact, but I did mention it now. Number 6, John Tyler. John Tyler is classified as my 6th favorite president. He was in office from 1841 when he was 50. Oh, wait, what? Why did I put 1845? Oh, wait. From 1841 when he was 51 until 1845 when he was 54. He had a post-presidency of 17 years as he died at 71. John Tyler was the first president to father more children than Thomas Jefferson. He fathered 15 children, but he had a living grandson who is currently 95. Yep, he does have a living grandson. He even has more children than Thomas Jefferson had. Thomas Jefferson had 14 children, but John Tyler had 15. Number 7, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is classified as my 7th favorite president. He was in office from 1993 when he was 46 until 2001. So that's 8 years. So he was in office until... I can't think. Guys, I'm so sorry, but I cannot think of the ages. I know they took office at, he took office as a young age, and then I got to count, 54, until 54. He had a post-presidency of 23 years. He's currently still living at 78. Number 8, John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy is classified as... Oh, wait. Fact about Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was the only president to still have his wife, who is still alive, Hillary Clinton. I don't know if that's how you spell her name, but I think she's still alive anyway. John F. Kennedy. John F. Kennedy is classified as my 8th favorite president of the United States. He was in office from 1961, when he was 43, until 1963. He didn't have any post-presidencies, thus he was the last president to die in office, and he was also assassinated at 46. He was very young. He is also classified as the first youngest president to die in office. Number 9. John Quincy Adams. John Quincy Adams is actually classified as my 9th favorite president. He was in office from 1825, when he was 57, until 1829. So that's 4 years. So until he was 61. He had a post-presidency of 19 years, as he died at 80. Here's a fact about John Quincy Adams. John Quincy Adams was actually a skinny dipper. He was 50 when he started doing his daily swims. And, I didn't have any facts about John F. Kennedy because I couldn't think of any. But all I know, when he was younger, he did have a lot of back pain and that kind of stuff. Number 10, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln became my 10th favorite president. He was in office from 1861, when he was 52, until 1865. He didn't have post-presidencies, though he was the 3rd president to die in office, but he was the first president to actually be assassinated while still in office at 50. He was assassinated at 56, though. Abraham Lincoln was the first president to have 3 children. Actually, his only son lived to the age of 90. His only son lived to 90 at the time. Todd Lincoln is died at 90 though. Number 11, John Adams. John Adams is my 11th favorite president. He was in office from 1797, when he was 61, until 1801, when he was 65. He had a post-presidency of 25 years, as he died at 90. John Adams is the first president to actually become a vice president to the first president, which was George Washington. He was actually the first vice president of the United States. Number 12, James Monroe. James Monroe was my 12th, is actually ranked as number 12. He was in office from 1817, when he was 58, until 1825. When he was 66, he had a post-presidency of only 6 years, as he died at 73. James Monroe was the only president to actually, he was the only president to try to, James Monroe was the only president to dress as the same as the founding fathers did. Number 13, Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson is ranked as 13th. He was in office from 1829, when he was 61, until 1837, when he was 69. He had a post-presidency of only 8 years, as he died at 78. Though, Andrew Jackson was the only president to actually been shot in the chest while still in the military force, by the way. He did get a bullet, which was... Actually, no, that's not good for... Andrew Jackson was the first president to almost be assassinated while in office, though. When he was 66, someone tried to assassinate him, and he took them down with his cane. Dude, this guy's crazy. Number 14, James K. Polk. James K. Polk is ranked as 14th. He was in office from 1845, when he was only 49, until 1849. He had a post-presidency of just 3 months, because he died 3 months later after he left office at 53. James K. Polk is the only president to not have any hobbies. Number 15, Zachary Taylor. Zachary Taylor is ranked as 15th. He was in office from 1849, when he was 64, until 1850. He didn't have any post-presidencies, though he was the second president to die in office at only aged 65. Zachary Taylor is the only president to still be in the military. Number 16, William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison is ranked as 16th, though. I'm literally so curious. There are so many of these too. He was in office from 1841. He only died a month after his presidency, though. He didn't have any post-presidencies, but he did die a month later. He died at 68. He was the only president to have a grandson, which is Benjamin Harrison, who sadly, basically, when William Henry Harrison died, Benjamin was only 7 at the time. That's so sad, though. Number 17, Franklin, oh my god. Sorry if I keep saying the names wrong. I'm just trying not to laugh anyway. Number 17, Franklin Pierce. Franklin Pierce was in office from 1853, when he was 48, until 1857, when he was 52. He had a post-presidency of 12 years. He died at 64. Franklin Pierce is the only president to be an alcoholic, classified as an alcoholic. Number 18, Herbert Hoover. Herbert Hoover was in office from 1829, when he was 54, until 1933, when he was 58. He had a post-presidency of 31 years. He died at 90. Herbert Hoover is the only president who had 2 pet alligators. Number 19, Theodore Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt was in office from 1901, when he was 42, until 1909, when he was 50. He had a post-presidency of just 10 years. He died at 60. Theodore Roosevelt is the only president to actually be assassinated while still in office. Actually, in fact, when he was out of office. In 1912, he was doing a speech. In October of 1912, Theodore Roosevelt was doing a speech where an assassin shot him in the chest. The bullet went straight into his chest, which is really bad. And he did a 2-hour-long speech until he had to see medical treatment, and he died in January of 1919 of a blood clot, which caused that bullet. That was the assassination attempt that happened. Number 20, Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was in office from 1913, when he was 56, until 1921. When he was 64. He had a post-presidency of 3 years, as he died at 67. Woodrow Wilson is the only president who was... Woodrow Wilson was the first president... Woodrow Wilson was the first president because... how do I explain this? Woodrow Wilson served as president during World War I, which started from 1914 to 1918. Number 21, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Franklin D. Roosevelt was in office from 1933, when he was 51, until 1945. Though he didn't have any post-presidencies, he was the 7th president to die in office. He died at 63. He did have a 12-year presidency, which is really crazy. Franklin D. Roosevelt was president during World War II, which happened from 1939 till 1945. In fact, because also Franklin D. Roosevelt is the only president to be in a wheelchair during his 12-year presidency, because during his young years, he did suffer what is known as polio, which actually the illness started 3 years before World War I started in 1936, which is really sad, and it paralyzed his legs, so he wasn't able to walk or stand properly. Number 22, Harry S. Truman. Harry S. Truman was in office from 1945, when he was 60, until 1953. When he was 68. He had a post-presidency of 19 years as he died at 88. Harry S. Truman is the only president who likes classical music. Yep, Harry S. Truman does like music. He doesn't really like jazz, any other music, because it's, quote, it's too loud for him. But he does like classical music. And quick disclaimer, the classical era didn't start until 1750 until 1820. And I did learn this in music, by the way. Number 23, Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon B. Johnson was in office from 1963, when he was 55, until 1969. When he was 61. He had a post-presidency of 4 years. He died at 64. Though he was actually out of office for nearly 4 years, though. He did die at 64. Lyndon B. Johnson is the only president to become, he was the only one to become president after the death of a young president, while still in office, though. Number 24, Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon was in office from 1969, when he was 56, until 1974. He had a post-presidency of 20 years, as he died at 81. Richard Nixon is the only president to get a vice president, to actually honor a vice president. Number 25, Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was in office from 1981, when he was 69, until 1989. He did have a post-presidency of 15 years. He died at 93. Ronald Reagan was the only president to be shot in his armpit, which caused his lung to collapse. Number 26, Joe Biden. Joe Biden was in office from 2021, when he was 77, until 2024, when he was 81. He's currently still president, but the November election is against Donald Trump, the 45th president, and Kamala Harris, who is a vice president to Joe Biden, is running against the November election of 2024 in 2 months' time. Now, thus, the day has not been confirmed for the November election, though, because I think, despite this, I think Kamala Harris is going to probably win the 2024 November election, because I do not want Donald Trump to become president again. Sorry, I just want to say, stupid president again. I'm so annoyed. Because of the trouble he caused during his 4-year presidency from 2017 to 2021, bro. Number 27, George W. Bush. I got 2 of the Bushes ranked together. George W. Bush was in office from 2001, when he was 54, until 2009, when he was 62. He had a post-presidency of 15 years. He's currently still living at 78. George W. Bush was one of the last presidents to become 54 after Herbert Hoover. Number 28, George Bush. George Bush was in office from 1989, when he was 64, until 1993. He had a post-presidency of 25 years, as he died at 94. George Bush was the only president to be 64 after Zachary Taylor was. Number 29, Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford was in office from 1974, when he was 61, until 1977. He had a post-presidency of 29 years. He died at 93. Gerald Ford was the only president to actually fall down the stairs. Basically, there was an accident, so he was going down the stairs with his wife, and he fell, he slipped down the stairs. Jesus Christ, bro. I hope you are okay. I don't think he broke any bones. Number 30, Dwight D. Eisenhower. Dwight D. Eisenhower was in office from 1953, when he was 62, until 1961. He had a post-presidency of 8 years. He died at 78. Dwight D. Eisenhower was the first president to serve in World War II. By the way, World War II started in 1939 until 1945. Number 31, Barack Obama. Barack Obama was in office from 2009 when he was 47 until 2017. He had a post-presidency of 7 years. He's currently living at 63. Barack Obama's wife, Michelle Obama, is currently living at 60. Her birthday lands on January 17th. That's crazy. That's weird. Her birthday landed on a Wednesday this year. Wednesday the 17th, 2024. Wednesday the 17th of January, 2024. She turned 60 in January. Number 32, Andrew Johnson. Andrew Johnson was in office from 1865 when he was 56 until 1869. Oh my god. He had a post-presidency of 6 years. He died at 66. Andrew Johnson was the only president to be sworn in after the death of Abraham Lincoln. He was a vice president to him, though. That's very, very sad. Number 33, Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant was in office from 1869 when he was 46 until 1877. He had a post-presidency of 8 years. He died at 63. Ulysses S. Grant was the first president to try and run for a third term, but failed to try it. Ulysses S. Grant did run for 2 terms, but he wanted to run for a third term, but he didn't. Number 34, James A. Garfield. James A. Garfield was in office from 1881. He also had no post-presidencies. He was the 4th president to die in office, but he was also the 2nd president to be assassinated while still in office. He was assassinated at 49. James A. Garfield, James A. Garfield was the first president to have a full beard while in office, like Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, and Rutherford B. Hayes, and Benjamin Harrison, though. That's a lot of people to remember. Number 35, William McKinley. William McKinley was in office from 1897 when he was 54 until 1901. He also had no post-presidencies as he was the 5th president to die in office, but he was the 3rd president to be assassinated while still in office. He was assassinated at 58. William McKinley was the only president to see his wife being ill and dying. Number 36, Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland had 2 terms. He was in office for his first term from 1885 when he was 47 until 1889. For his second term, he went from 1893 when he was 55 until 1897. He had a post-presidency of 11 years. He died at 71. Grover Cleveland is the only president to serve as the 22nd and 24th. Number 37, Benjamin Harrison. Benjamin Harrison was in office from 1889 when he was 55 until 1893. He had a post-presidency of 8 years. He died at 67. Benjamin Harrison is the only president to actually spoil his grandchildren by dressing up as Santa Claus and giving them presents. Jeez, Benjamin, why? Why? Number 38, Chester A. Arthur. Chester A. Arthur was in office from 1881 when he was only 51 until 1885. He had a post-presidency of just 1 year. He died at 57. Chester A. Arthur is the only president to have over 20 coats. Oh my god, dude. Number 39, Rutherford B. Hayes. Rutherford B. Hayes was in office from 1877 when he was also 54 until 1881. He had a post-presidency of 12 years as he died at 70. Oh, and Robert B. Hayes was the first president to die on January 17th. That was the same year as Michelle Obama, the wife of Barack Obama, was also born on January 17th. That's just weird. Number 40, Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore was in office from 1850, when he was 50, until 1853. He had a post-presidency of 21 years. He died at 74. Millard Fillmore was the only president to not be elected as president. He was a vice president to Zachary Taylor. Number 41, William Howard Taft. William Howard Taft was in office from 1909, when he was 51, until 1913. He had a post-presidency of 17 years. He died at 72. William Howard Taft was the only president who is the heaviest president to become, the heaviest man to become president. He weighed over 300 pounds. By the time he finished his presidency, he still weighed 200 pounds, though. Number 42, Warren G. Harding. Warren G. Harding was in office from 1921, when he was 55, until 1923. Sorry about that. He didn't have any post-presidencies, as though he was the sixth president to die in office. He died at 57. Warren G. Harding was known as a love scandal. He is in love with a lot of women. And he was the first president to have his voice recorded on the radio. Number 43, Calvin Coolidge. Calvin Coolidge was in office from 1923, when he was 55, until 1929. He had a post-presidency of 4 years. He died at 60. Calvin Coolidge is actually the silent president. He didn't really talk during his 6-year presidency, though. Number 44, Donald Trump. Oh God, we are coming close to the bottom, guys. We have one more president to do. Donald Trump was in office from 2017, when he was 74. Was he 70 or 74? Wait. No, he was 70. Until 2021. He had a post-presidency of 3 years, and he's still living at 78. Finally, number 45, James Buchanan, who was marked as, quote, the worst president of U.S. history. He was in office from 1857, when he was 65, until 1861. He had a post-presidency of 7 years. He died at 77. James Buchanan is the only president to have never been married, but he did have an affair with William Rufus King, who was a vice president to, I think he was Franklin D. Roosevelt. Oh, no, not Franklin. Franklin Pierce. Sorry, not Franklin D. Roosevelt, Franklin Pierce. I'm not sure. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I think it's very long because of how much I had to go through all each president. If you did, or if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos and for more history content videos. I will see you guys in my next video.